danger.
Hi everyone and welcome back to the Ripple Effect under Beat and Brush. I'm Raina Kapoor.
And I'm Ishwarani. Today's episode takes us somewhere a little quieter and a lot wilder.
Our guest today doesn't just photograph nature, he listens to it, he waits with it, he learns from it.
He's a wildlife photographer whose work has taken him from the dense jungles of India to the vast savannas of Africa, with his photographs featured by platforms like BBC and National Geographic and honored by Sanctuary Asia.
But more than achievements and awards, what drew us to his work is the intention behind it. There's a discipline and restraint in the way he photographs the wild that we feel deeply.
So today, we're not just talking about photography, we're talking about patience, ethics, silence, and the stories the wild teaches us when you're willing to learn.
We're so excited to welcome Subhash Nair. Thank you for being here with us. So let's dive into the first question. Subhash sir, you photographed across varied environments, from Indian jungles to African savannas. Of all the forests and sanctuaries you visited, which environmental challenges you the most as a photographer?
See, all the forests, when it comes to forest and wildlife photography, all the terrains are tough. Okay, nothing is easy. But comparatively, when you travel to Africa and all, it is easy to find an animal because it is mostly open savannas and plain grounds, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to Indian forest, it's more of a thick forest. Thick forest in the sense finding animals will be a little tough, and their habitat is totally different than what we see in Africa. For example, if you go to Africa, it's very easy to find and photograph a tiger, a lion or cheetah or leopards. But when it comes to India, going into a forest and finding a tiger is not that easy unless you're going with a proper planning and everything. Yeah, so when it comes to photograph, Indian forests are a little tougher than Africa because Africa is more of a, you can see the animals from kilometers away. Here it is more of a dense forest and it's pretty tough, but it's beautiful again. It's also, yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting. It sounds like being out there constantly pushes you to think differently, not just about photography, but how you move, observe, and respond to your surroundings. So, moving on, have you ever faced a moment where getting the shot conflicted with responding an animal's space or natural behavior? And if yes, how did you handle that situation?
Yeah, it's most of the time what happened is we need to um, follow the rules and regulations in the forest, right? So it is not easy going to the forest and photograph what you want. It depends on your luck finding a subject, a species. It depends on your luck. Then you'll have different type of terrains. For example, if I go to Borneo in Indonesia or South Masai Mara in Africa, and at the same time places like in India, if you go for herping like snakes and frogs and all, people think that when we post a photo, we just went there and shoot a photograph and came back. It's not like that. You need to give the space to the animal first. You need to understand their behavior. It's not only about knowing the knowledge of photography. So you need to understand the animal behavior in wildlife photography. So that is very important. Animal behavior is the biggest thing, more than the photography technique. So what happened is, for example, the toughest part is when we go to herping and all, the snakes actually it keeps moving here and there, right? So what happened is we spend a lot of time in front of that snake, so that snakes will understand that we are not a threat. So we spend some 30 to 40 minutes in front of that in a decent space. We give that space to the animal to trust, to earn that trust from that animal, right? That's things. Otherwise, it will be doing. Yeah, so you need to spend a lot of time, and then we start photographing. So once we earn the trust of that snake, then it will settle, so that you'll get very some nice good shots. So it's all about patience, whichever animal in. And but when it comes to bigger animals, mammals and all mammals like elephants, tigers, and all. It's not that easy.
Yeah.
It has a lot of luck include. Then yeah, so little tough, but yeah, patience is the key.
Yeah, and I think capturing a picture of an animal in its environment is the best way to photograph. And what you do takes a lot of restraint. I think moments like that really separate photography as documentation from photography as responsibility. Keeping that in mind, if you could influence one major change in how people engage with wildlife, whether through photography, travel, or awareness, what would you want that change to be?
No, see, the thing is, there is something called you need to give the space to them. You should understand that you are going to their terrain. For example, if someone comes to your home and sitting in your sofa without asking your permission,
Yeah.
what will you do? You will ask them, "Who are you? What you do? Why you
Yeah.
are here?" If you are not responding and if you are still sitting there, we will try to push them out of your house, right?
Yeah.
So the same way, you need to understand you are going to their home and you need to behave in that way. There are rules and regulations which is written, but still there is something called ethical wildlife, which is giving enough space to all these animals and don't intrude to their place without proper management and all, right? So that is very important. And then when it comes to conservation and giving the this thing, I'll tell that before coming to this wildlife, I was also well not aware about all these things, like how you handle when you see a snake at your home or somewhere near place. What you used to do is you pelt stones, right? Because you think that that snake is a threat for you. So,
Yeah.
but what we miss is this snake also has its right to live along with us in this earth. So it's the earth is not only for us. So we most of the time we forget about that. We forget that they also belong here. We are also just like them and just another social animal. So most of the time we do that. But I believe that the photographs which we click, the wildlife photographers, most of the wildlife photographers, we try to tell a story of these animals in their habitat and the importance of saving them and the importance of coexistence. So these are the things which we try to convey through the photographs, and everyone has to follow that. Yeah, you may get different angles of photos, and more than the photography, it's all about saving the nature and saving the ecosystem, and having a coexistence is something which is very important. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
wildlife photography teaches you how to be an ecocentric.
Yeah, and I think that point really resonates with me because
Yeah, of course, of course. So for example, if I'll give you, sorry,
no, go on, it's okay.
come again.
Go on,
No,
say.
no, please ask.
No, no, she was telling about how this point really
No,
resonates.
what I was telling is we
Yeah.
okay. The thing is like it's very easy. So when we go drive through a forest and all, what we usually say is when an elephant or a deer cross the road, what we say is, okay, when I was going through that road, then elephant crossed the road. But actually, we should understand. We forget that we made a road through that forest.
Yeah.
It was their home. We made a road for our infrastructure progression and all. So we should give that respect to that nature also. We made a road through that. It is not we an elephant crossing. Actually, we crossing their territory.
Yeah.
We going through their forest. So we should understand that. So all those things are keeping in mind. It give the wildlife photographers and the fraternity giving a good value to the people, I believe.
Yeah, I think I understand that because I've grown up traveling with my dad to many jungles, and over time, I've become much more aware of how easily human presence can disrupt wildlife when we're not mindful enough. So, moving on to the next question. When we read articles on your success
Correct.
stories, we learned that you began engaging seriously with photography around the age of 25. And yet today, your work has been recognized by Sanctuary Asia and featured by global platforms like BBC and National Geographic. Looking back, how do you think starting late shaped your journey compared to someone who picked up a camera at a very young age?
It was not easy because back then, when I'm talking about 25 and all, it was around 2006 and all. Okay, so that time, it's not at all easy to learn about all these things because the social media was not there this much
Yeah.
active. There was only Orkut or Facebook. Not even Facebook was active, available at that time. So nowadays the thing is it's very easy to learn about all these things through YouTube, so Instagram, all this. So at that time we have to go there and see. Then only we realize, okay, this is how it is. So in current era, for you guys and all, you guys are seeing a camera in your phone itself, so
Mm.
you can capture whatever you see at any time wherever you want, right? So it
Yeah.
was not easy for me to start in that way. But then what happened is I never gave up. I tried to understand. I keep traveling here and there. Uh, then i then i slowly I built my interest more into wildlife and photography. So it was not easy, but it was not impossible also. Most of the people, what happened is they start in the beginning, and but then what happened is they will give up because the priorities change in life.
Yeah.
Our priorities, especially when you complete your studies, you look for a job. Then after that, then you wanted to get married. Then you wanted to, your parents will be pushing you to settle down. All these things. So all these are part of our life. So most, but by that time, people will give up. Okay, this is my passion, but I cannot continue this because of my other priorities.
Yeah.
But somehow I managed to pull it off till now. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. So I just continuing and still learning.
Yeah, but I think you're doing a great job, and that's genuinely encouraging to hear. It reinforces the
Yeah.
idea that there isn't a fixed timeline to finding your path, and that it's never too late to take something seriously and grow into it. Now, moving on to segment 5. From your
Yeah.
first camera at 25 to being published internationally, what kind of personal or creative goals did you set for yourself along the way? And are you still chasing similar milestones today, or have your ambitions evolved?
Obviously, it evolves. See, we our ambitions always evolve, right? Say
Yeah.
we cannot just stick with one plan in life. We cannot be just one. I never thought I will be a serious professional wildlife photographer. It started for me as a just a passion. Just I was just a traveler who started clicking photos. Never ever in my dreams also I thought whatever I am now I'll reach here. But the thing is, like at that time, social media was not there much active.
Yeah.
So it was not for the fame of social media when I started this. So I always wanted to understand about the nature and its inhabitants. Even though I comes from Kerala,
Mm.
the place who is which is filled with nature and green. But I never got a chance to explore at my school age or college age because the priorities and all these things was study only. So
Yeah.
so after that, when I got a chance to explore this and do this, it was totally changed. And what do you say? It's still changing. Our ambitions keep changing. So when I started, I wanted to just buy a prime lens and do photography. But now becoming a Nikon India ambassador and then getting some awards and all, then I thought, okay, I can do better.
Yeah.
Then later, now the current thing is like I want to travel almost all the places. Then more than the awards or recognitions, I wanted to understand how it is, all the places, how it looks and how these animals behave. And
Yeah.
all. Then I wanted, if someone sees my photo on a wall without my name in that, he or she should recognize that this is clicked by Subhash Nair. So
Yeah.
that's a target of any photographer or any artist. Without writing my name, if I can create something which is easily recognizable for my audience. Okay, this is done by Subhash or this is done by someone else. I mean, that's an achievement.
Yeah.
That level of
Definitely.
thing is something which give you more satisfaction. So it's keep evolving. So once you become old, your priorities again changes in life.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is what currently I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Listening to you talk about this actually is so nostalgic to me because I remember my dad telling me about his first camera. It was a Pentax camera and he got it from his uncle. And then he was like, I think only 10 years old. And then he would take pictures at family functions. So it's quite nostalgic.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So
um,
it's all, everyone starts in the young age mostly. So most of the photographers, most of the people has a story like that. Yeah.
yeah. So, moving on, you witnessed elephants in captivity and move freely in the wild. How have experiences like these shaped the decisions you make today, both in your personal life and in your work?
Okay. So I am coming from Kerala. Okay, as I said. So in Kerala there are a lot of temples and different this thing festivals uses elephants, domesticated elephants.
Yeah.
So I was also one of them who wanted to sit on one elephant and join that festivals rituals and all. But once I started wildlife photography and all, then I realized the value of I mean
Nature.
what we are doing, right? So actually, it is absolutely no animals can be. I mean, when it comes to pet, that's a different genre altogether. Elephant is a wild animal. Elephant is not something which can be domesticated. First of all, so I have seen n number of hundreds of elephants surrounded in just 10 15 meters and all in Amboseli and Jim Corbett and all these places. So we actually spoiling by domesticating them. So it is pretty
Hmm.
sad, but I think the generations like you guys will give more respect to these animals and take care of them in the future, because its coexistence is what we wanted. It is not just humans place, it's a place for everyone.
Yeah.
I think your work has just made you more empathetic, and experiences like that tend to permanently shift how you see the idea of freedom. Now, I would like to move on to segment 7. You've often said that the jungle teaches patience. Was there a specific moment in the wild, a wait, a silence, a missed sighting that completely changed how you understand time or stillness?
Yeah, when we go for, see, actually what happened is most of the time you need to spend time, you need to travel back to the same places. So my friends keep asking me, you are going to the same forest again and again. What do you get? You are seeing the same animals over there, but every day it is different. Every day it is different. Even if you see the same tiger again in the same place, the habitat, the behavior, everything will be different when you photograph. So um, patience is the key. At the same time, you should know the behavior of the animal. Otherwise, if you just go and sit there somewhere waiting, nothing will happen. But the thing is, if you know the animal behavior, for example, an cheetah in Africa, a cheetah will take a lot of time to hunt. So we what we do is we wait for the cheetah to start stalking. Then they take cheetah is one of the fastest animal on earth,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So it can run, yeah, 120, 130 kilometers speed. So what happened is the cheetah will take see up his prey from a long around 2 3 kilometers distance, but it can run very fast, 100 sorry 130 kilometers, sorry 130 130 meters and all,
Yeah.
130 meters in 8 9 seconds. Okay, so in 8 9 seconds they reach
Uh,
that, but it cannot run for a long run.
Yeah.
yeah.
It cannot run for a long time. So
Mm.
what they do is they take a lot of time to reach that particular gap, 100 meter in between the prey and predator. So that time we will be sitting and waiting. So that time, so mostly what happened is we know that it's not, it will take a lot of time, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, sometimes it's 5 hours also, and
Yeah.
most of the time it will end up in failed hunt. So that's how. So you need to know that how they behave, their stalking and all these things. So patience is the key, but that is not only the thing, but luck is also a big factor. Then not to give up is another factor, because if you think that okay, I went there, I didn't get the proper shot, there is no point of going again. Maybe you may get it tomorrow. You never know. So yeah, all this luck, patience, everything is a factor on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Spending time in the wild seems to change your relationship with patience.
And like I'm no wildlife photographer, but I remember going to Bandhavgarh for a tiger sighting, and it took so long for us to actually see the tiger in action. But I think in the end, the experience is all worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And just to end on a slightly more imaginative note, if you weren't a wildlife photographer today, given your love for travel, what else could you see yourself doing that still keeps you close to nature and exploration?
Oh, if you're asking if I am into wildlife, if I'm not into wildlife but into nature and all, what else I could have been? Is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Ah, that's a tricky one. I don't know if I will be ever doing if it was not wildlife photography. I'm not sure if I was into this. But the thing is, uh, I I may be a naturalist or something like that, a driver, a guide, or someone who prefer to drive inside the forest and take people. And I love to talk, so people telling about the stories about the forest to others, and like that, maybe a naturalist guide. But other than that, if you ask me, other than that, I would end up as a corporate IT guy or something, or maybe a sports person or something. These are the dreams I had always. But yeah,
I think talking to you has made me realize that you would never give in to the corporate world. You would stick to nature because you're such a big ecocentric at heart.
And
maybe I'm not sure, but still, we all go through that. It's you
Yeah.
don't know, yeah.
And personally, I think that talking, like, I really look up to you after listening to everything you've said, because my dad has like trained me a lot in photography. Because
Yeah.
since like basically birth, I've been going to so many trips with him. So like, I really look up to you because of that. So, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So thank you so much
Thank
for.
you so much, and it was wonderful to talk to you guys. And please, things whatever you guys do, things do it with passion and do it with ethically passionable and all, because
Yeah.
you guys all can change a lot
Definitely.
Yeah,
on
you lead by
this
example and we
forest and
definitely
all,
follow.
right?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we are all people. So you guys are the one who is going to take care of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, to everyone listening, if today's episode made you slow down, look closer, or rethink your relationship with the natural world, then that's the ripple we hope to create.
Thank you for tuning into the ripple effect under Beat and Brush. Until next time, keep observing, keep respecting, and keep finding wonder in the wild. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.